Greetings, folks. This is Mason Weaver. Stay right or be left. Today is June 27th. One more day before my first event of my new book. But I'm not going to talk about the book today. Today I want to talk about our president, President Trump. He's in Japan now for the G20. 20 nations, economic partners, or at least economic competitors, are meeting to discuss trade, among other things. And he's going to be meeting with China and other nations, but mainly China is going to be the source of news because there's a trade war. Have you heard? There's a trade war going on. And the press is continually to tell us about how we're going to be hurt with a trade war with Mexico, with Canada, with Europe, with anyone we pick a fight with, we're going to be hurt. And they pick some group, farmers, steel workers, car salesmen. They pick that's going to be hurt. And they look at the individual, the family is going to lose jobs, they're going to lose the homes, they're going to lose their cars. The farmers will not be able to plant food. Masonry, the trade war is going to hurt and devastate America. It's going to kill the economy. Trade wars is war. And Trump is in Japan to represent us in the G20 with these 20 nations, and all of them want one thing: our money, our power, our prestige, our position. And yes, it's a trade war. I want you to understand something, folks. Trade wars are wars, and there's going to be casualties. And you need to fight the war when you are the strongest and your opponent is the weakest. You don't fight a fair trade war. You don't fight a war hoping that maybe your opponents get stronger and get so strong they want to not fight you. They're going to fight you. And yes, the industry, there's going to be people that are going to be hurt. There's going to be industries hurt. You're going to find arrows coming in, and you're going to be hit by some, and it's going to be devastating to your economy temporarily while we win this trade war. There is going to be a trade war, folks, and you know what? Trade wars are always disastrous in the beginning. But they often lead to real wars if you do not strike while your enemy is weak. If you wait for your enemy to get strong, they will strike you back. It's a great example. Pearl Harbor, 1941. Japan was in a trade war with America. I want to explain something to you. I was born 9 years after Pearl Harbor, 5 years after Japan surrendered. I grew up in a community where the adults were contemporary to this. They were contemporary to Japan striking Pearl Harbor and the trade war before that. Japan's aggression in Asia and against Russia. Japan making agreements with our enemies in Europe, Italy, and Germany. And we began to reduce our supplies because they were fighting wars on so many fronts. They needed raw materials. They needed coal and metals, steel and oil. And America began to embargo. America began to hold back on trading with them. And it got so bad, Japan had to act. And they were strong enough to act. Japan wanted to conquer Asia. And they needed more supplies, and we cut off the main thing. Roosevelt cut off the oil and the steel. And Japan decided to strike us. Government moved the Pacific Fleet from California to Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, closer to Japan, threatening them, they felt. And that led to Japan's decision to bomb us at Pearl Harbor. The trade war. So folks, trade war is serious, but trade war can be won, especially if you strike them where they're the weakest. Japan struck us at our weakest. We didn't expect an attack 4,000 miles from the homeland in Pearl Harbor. We didn't expect Japan to come at us so fast and so hard. We expect them to try to take the Philippines first and try to take part of Asia first, and then build their troops, get the supplies they needed from other countries, and then attack us. We did not expect them to do that, and they surprised us. And then we turn around and surprise them. But The GPA with China. China's so strong. China's so strong. Here's the reason, folks. Here's what's going on. In this chart here, you'll see the years. And you'll see the years going all the way up to 2017. And you'll see here in the red, China's nominal, and in the green, China's PPP. And you'll see Chinese are just booming, shot right past America. And they continue. America is the blue. We're going up steadily, but China is going straight up. Well, very interesting. This is what makes people scared. It makes people afraid. It said we can't beat China, folks. All that growth in China came from us. The majority of it came from us. They need us to maintain it because China is built on slave labor. And you got a big middle class in China now from us. You got some very wealthy people in China now from us. You got products that they produce because of us. But they cannot sell that product to themselves. They cannot sell their products, the cars and the computers and things they make. They cannot sell it to anybody but us and Europe. Asia's not going to buy it. Africa's not going to buy it. So once Trump started his trade war, the economy in China dropped and continues to drop. And they're now failing in their businesses. The economy is no longer growing, and we are growing. We're getting stronger, and they're getting weaker. And we can continue to twist them, and maybe we get another Pearl Harbor. But don't forget, Pearl Harbor gave us victory. We may be able to force them to the table because now they need us. And so President Trump is in Japan, G20. He's going to stare down these guys. They want to have their big Chinese phone manufacturer not included in these trade because they want to continue to spy on us. And Trump is going to have that leverage over them. So as we go into this trade at G20, remember, a trade war is a war. It is to be fought. And every war, you got incoming and outgoing, folks. But we have the big guns. Stay right or be left. Eternity is a long time to be wrong. See you, folks.